But so the first part of the plot is the beginning, which is referred to as the hook. And this is typically the first chapter. Doesn't have to be the first chapter. I usually try to make it the first chapter, where I want to make a scene that the reader is going to read and they're going to go, wow, that's really interesting. I wonder what's going on here. Like in the Lego movie. Emmett sees Wildstyle moving around and he falls into a pit and he gets the relic, the cap to the Craggle. And it's a really interesting thing to see what happens to him. You see his normal, boring life, and then all of a sudden it's turned upside down. And so that's a really cool hook, and that really gets you interested in the story. So the hook is really important. You got to think of something creative. A lot of people like to use a big battle scene as a hook, a lot of young writers. And what happens is you have a big battle scene and you see the main character battling, but you don't know anything about them. You're not emotionally attached to them at all, so you really don't care what happens to them. So a battle scene is not a great way to start it. Now, if, like I'm working on the 15th Minecraft book, well, people know about Game Night, and so I can probably have Game Night 999 and Crafter and Hunter and people doing something, and I could get away with it because I've written 14 books already that people have seen. But if it's your first book, that's kind of risky. So you need something that is going to be interesting and exciting. In the Watcher faces the Wither King, the hook is going to be that Watcher is on the watchtower and he feels bad because the soldiers just bullied him and made fun of him for being a skinny, weak guy, and he's going to be watching out there, and we'll hear about his daydreaming and stuff, but then he's going to see the Wither King. And for some reason, Watcher knows the Wither King is real, but he's not quite sure. So maybe he is real, maybe he's not real, but he knows he needs to find out or the village is going to be in trouble. And so that's what I'm using as the hook, that I want to present a mystery for the readers, that they want to find out what happens. I've spent a lot of time studying Harry Potter, and this is what J.K. Rowling did with Harry Potter, is very frequently they create mystery at the beginning of the book so that, you know, something strange, so that we understand that there's something weird going on, like Harry Potter living under the stairs. You know, that's a really interesting thing, and you're kind of curious what's going to happen with this kid. It can't possibly get worse, but his home life is pretty bad, and those people are pretty bad, and so maybe it would get worse. And so that's a great hook that draws you into the story. What kind of people would have a boy living under the stairs? That's kind of crazy. So the hook is really important. The beginning is really important. You need to introduce your characters in the hook. You do not want to show what the bad guy is going to do yet in the hook. All you want to do is get the attention of the reader and have them say, huh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what's going to happen next. So that's what you want to do on the beginning.